What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today we are going to be taking a look at this Ranchu facility right here. We're going to be looking at the fish and we're going to be focusing on the systems as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those links in the description. As I said, today we are going to be looking around a top view Ranchu facility, a local breeder, having a look at their fish and also focusing a little bit on their systems and how their tanks are set up, as well as their maintenance routines. We're going to be focusing really on the fish, having a look at the different styles of the top view Ranchu and sort of delving a little bit into that alley. We're also going to be picking up our brand new Japanese top view Ranchu, so you may see some of those in the video today, and then in the next video we're going to be putting them into the outdoor pond and I'm going to be showing you what we've got and what we have got to grow on, which is super exciting, and we are finally going to have some goldfish back on the channel. So let's get into the video. I'm going to overlay all of the footage onto the screen and then I'm just going to talk you through it and show you what this breeder has been breeding, producing, and also a really nice shot of their parent fish, which are absolutely stunning, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. So let's get right into it. First up, we have these really shallow trays for the tosai, or the fish under 12 months old. These are only around 4 to 5 inches deep, and they are just simply made of some pieces of wood with a rubber liner. They only have a couple of air stones and a sponge filter. Generally with top view Ranchu, the ponds are cleaned out like you can see here. They're completely cleaned out. Then the fish are transferred into a new pond, and after 5 days the process is repeated. Up the top we have the Daphnia hatchery, where the culture just grows in the sun, gets plenty of live food from natural algae and is also supplemented with some yeast, and then this can be netted off and fed to the young fish, giving them a really high protein rich diet. Now, as we move on to the rest of the greenhouse, so to say, or the fish house, we've got some more of last year's youngsters. So these are also tosai as well, a range in different sizes, quality and quantities. We've also just bowled up a few here, a few of the nicer, higher quality examples. You can see they've got some really nice colour to them. Although these haven't been outside, so their red or orange will deepen and develop much more, especially as they grow. We can see they've got nice splayed tails with an even split down the middle. All of the fish kept on must have that split in the tail, and any fish that do not have that split do not make the grade and are removed from the systems. So as they grow on, they can be nice higher quality fish. They've generally got fairly straight backs as well. These ones here have been in the sun a bit more up the top of the tank, where it's less dark and less shaded, and you can just see that little bit of orange and red coloration is slightly more vibrant just due to the natural daylight. Now these were lovely fish as well. They were all the same size, all the same age, sorry, but you can see the sizes vary quite a lot, and that big red and white one in the middle was significantly bigger than his siblings or her siblings. And then we just were selecting through some fish, choosing the better ones, and a few of these, or maybe all of these ones, will be coming home with me hopefully, and we will get them into the brand new pond setup. They've got absolutely lovely head growth, and that is just slowly starting to come through, and we're aiming for that large box shaped head with the top view Ranchu, rather than the round, more cuter sort of head growth that you would find on a Chinese or Thai fish. So now we're looking at the parent fish, and this is the main sort of tank pond with lots of parent fish and a lot of the high quality youngsters that have been grown on for the past 2 or 3 years. We're going to also take a little underwater shot of those as well, and this is just another one of the tanks. Most of the tanks are just used with some sponge filters and air stones, and they get a huge 80 to 100% water change every 5 days, and that is generally the way these top view Ranchu are kept. Here we've got a few of a different line of fish in that top tank, and there are also some more that you're going to see as well from a different bloodline. It's really important to mix different bloodlines to strengthen the fish and make sure they are really healthy and strong compared to some of the other fish you may find in China and Thailand. Like those fish I had, the old Ranchu from last year, that were really fragile and really needed top quality water, otherwise they deteriorated quite quickly. Here we can see a really nice shot of those parent fish, really good size on them, ranging from around 4 to 6 inches, some even slightly bigger. And as promised, I will get that underwater shot for you because people really seem to appreciate that on the channel. Now, after this, we are going to look at some more fish from that new bloodline. You will see me just pan round to the tanks behind. These fish have come from an outdoor pond system, so they are slowly being warmed up to acclimate to the indoor tanks. They may look slightly different, and that is because, as I said, they are a different strain and they have different attributes and may provide different qualities in the youngsters that they produce, but they generally have really nice, good quality backs with little to no bumps in them. Here we've got our first underwater video. We were just feeding some of the young tosai. You can see they're really active, even though the water is only around 12-13 degrees in temperature. You wouldn't generally get this activity level in those Thai or Chinese fish, but because these Japanese top view Ranchu are much more used to the colder water and the colder weather, they seem to thrive and are far more active. And these are growing on really nicely. We can see they've got that green carpet algae on the bottom of the tank or pond, which they can graze on throughout the day, which is essential for young fish. They've generally got really nice coloration, and these were at the top of the greenhouse, so they had lots of natural sunlight, which is why we see lots of algae growth, which not only helps with the natural food but also helps with that water quality, reducing those nitrates, as every 5 days they get that full water change, so the quality of water needs to be held reasonably well. They're generally just getting a bit of pellet food, also a little bit of rapashi, but generally these are quite hardy and sturdy fish compared to their Chinese and Thai counterparts, so they don't tend to develop much swim bladder issues or swim bladder problems. So pellet food is absolutely fine, but they do appreciate that introduction of gel food and bloodworm into the diet. Now, this breeder tends to feed bloodworm and daphnia very regularly to the younger fish. It helps to bring them on really well. Also, that higher level in protein helps to develop that wen growth a little bit earlier on than potentially if you were feeding just a pellet food. And that live food is really good for their digestive system, and they really gain a lot of nutrients from that. As you can see, there are a range of different colour fish, so some pure whites, some pure orange, and then a mix of the two, and this is just the differences that come out of the spawnings. So now we've got that lovely underwater shot of the parent fish in the main tank. You can see lots of aeration, lots of oxygenation going into that water, which really helps to gas off any CO2 and regas the water with oxygen. Generally, the parent fish had really good quality backs, lovely smooth backs, and looked absolutely stunning from the top. Generally, we don't see top view Ranchu from the side, so it is nice to appreciate them and just see the different qualities of the fish. Some of these fish were absolutely stunning, and I really wanted to take them home, but obviously I couldn't, as these were the breeder's parent fish. Now, in Japan, they sometimes called parent fish oyagoi, and that is just the Japanese term for those parent fish. Now, different parents were selected for their different quality traits. Some had larger wens, some flatter backs, some had more curved backs. Some had a little bit more of a bulky style body and some more streamlined and smooth, and the different parent sets can be bred together to get different quality traits from the youngsters. Now, I'm not sure 100% which parent fish produced the youngsters that I will be taking home with me, but I'd be happy if any of these fish bred to produce the youngsters, as they are all absolutely great quality. And some of these fish are really old. Some of them are sort of 7 to 8 years old, and they can live for a long time, as they aren't kept in that really hot water as the Thai and Chinese fish generally are. Their lifespan is far more increased, and they can live for a very long time, 20, sometimes even 25 years, if you're really lucky with your fish. And they are just far more stronger and hardier, which is why I chose to go for a strain like this, as I wanted to appreciate them and not have to worry too much, making sure the water is absolutely pristine and they are cared for super well, because we can't tend to our fish all the time, and it is important to enjoy them, not just panic and worry about them too much. And this strain and this bloodline from this breeder is absolutely great for that, and is why I chose to go that route. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that footage. You got to see some awesome, top quality, top view Ranchu. As I said, in the next video, we are going to be putting those fish into the pond, the top view Ranchu, and having a little close look at all of the fish we bought. And then I can keep you up to date with those, and we can get lots more quality goldfish content out on the channel. As always, thank you all for watching. Any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.